I've broken this game before, but this is beyond what I was expecting. First, you're going to want to create a new save, and this save, for my example, is a custom world because you need a crazy amount of resources for this to be pulled off properly. I first turned on recipes and disabled player damage, so it's just easiest for me, and all hunger and stamina, so I can just go with ease. And I recommend, if you want to do this too, do the same. You can do this in regular survival. I've done it before. It's very challenging though. Once you spawn in, you are going to want to build a pretty good distance up so you can build over to the upper backyard. But I already pre-built this and made it pretty simple for myself, but you're going to want to go to the upper backyard to this back corner near the shed. There is a wolf spider over here, but this is a pretty good area because it's flat enough and you can build straight up close to the wall.
Marking a location.
There are lots of different building styles, but in creative, to go up quickly, I recommend this one where you just do stairs back and forth because it's pretty simple and easy compared to others. But, you know, it doesn't matter. Especially in survival, you'll want something different to use, so you can go up and down. But once you make it up top, you're going to want to go over to the other side. Don't mind this black barrier. You can go through it. You're going to want to jump down to land on this area. Obviously, you'll need a dandelion tuft for survival, but I'm putting a lean tool down because you got to be careful. There is a kill box, and it's roughly like a good 5 centimeters out. But once you get down here, what I like to do is line up some scaffolding to be lined up with this bottom area, and I build a lot more than I need to, but I like to having that extra support just in case if something breaks while I'm not there. After you're done building all of what you want to build, you will have to go down. You have to go enough distance down to pass this wall on your right when you're facing the black wall, but a problem with building down with a spiral staircases I've noticed, and this is to the devs, I want them to fix it because a lot of the time when you're building down with a spiral staircase, it either builds inside of itself or builds in non-supported areas to where it could be built. For what I do in this game, I have to build down quite a bit because of out of bounds breaking I do, clearly because this is a big out of bounds thing, but once you get a suitable distance down, you'll see this wall. You want to build under that or a good distance below it, and then you have to build all the way to this PVC pipe. But be careful because sometimes your floors don't place and you fall. Where you see the slide is that main area with the 3 black ox beetles. You do not want to build over there because you can't anyway. You want to build just left of this PVC pipe. Once you start building closer to the PVC pipe, you'll realize you have less land rights, and you will notice this quite a bit, or you'll glitch through a bunch of terrain, so be careful. But you'll want to get to this lab area, which you cannot get to normally unless you're building under the map. Once you build higher, you will notice there is a height limit to the build rights, but you might also clip to terrain depending. That half wall isn't necessary, but with this workbench, you can jump on top of it to clip through the terrain, but be careful because these little rocks have their own collision too and can bounce you to fall to your doom. Once you've clipped through the land, you can start moving around. This area is pretty cool, but there's not much to it. There is, however, a little area that you can clip through in this corner. It is a one-way gate to get through, and I have no idea why this side is the only way through, but you can clip through this little area with ease, but you can't clip back through. You can go back through the lab, but the door will be locked at the very end. But you can see all of the equipment and do whatever you want. You just can't go back out. Once you progress the area how you please, you'll realize very quickly that the tools you have in survival will make this really tough because the amount of creatures that are high tier, you really need higher tool weapons. But this is why it's a custom build, so I can have these weapons. Which is a nice thing about this because you'll figure out as well, the doors just have buttons. You don't need anything from them, just buttons. As well as this lever. You just pull it and that is it. You've now made it to the mant fight, which is a pretty cool thing because you haven't talked to BURG.L or even started the spacer. Which is one thing I wanted to mention, is there's no raw science up here. I don't know if that's because it's a custom match or because I haven't talked to BURG.L. But once you kill this guy, you will have to click the button and you will open the door. But for whatever reason, and I don't know if this is just a accidental game thing or because you don't really need it, but this biometric scanner doesn't require you to talk to BURG.L, and I have no idea why, because in order to use these things you need BURG.L. But you see in the top left corner, I still have those quests for the original lab thing and the spacer. Now you can say you have successfully made your way to Wendell without even talking to BURG.L, which is pretty weird and pretty funny too, because you can do a lot of interactions that just don't make sense. One of those interactions being you can go to the mystery machine, aka the spacer, and trigger all of those quests with Wendell. And it's pretty funny because Wendell doesn't say anything about it because the game designers didn't expect you to have Wendell at this stage. So you can see I've pressed the button to start the original quest of the game, but Wendell is still here. To prove I haven't talked to BURG.L, I'm going to show you that I have not opened the door, because how would I open the door without doing a simple little funny quest that you can do with Wendell?
Haven't spotted you. Oh, I'm stuck.
Another funny exploit you can do in this game is reach BURG.L without opening the door. And to even further prove to you that I did not talk to BURG.L is I'm going to do this. All you need is some grass and a little bit of luck to reach yourself to double jump basically up top. And it works sometimes and it doesn't. It just needs a little bit of finicking around. That noise you're hearing is the torch. It's stacking its noise on top of each other. Flying bugs do the same thing. Please, devs, fix it. I know you're probably working on it, but please, just fix it. As you can see, I have not helped BURG.L up because I have not done this quest. And Wendell is still in the background on my HUD. But it's also cool to see the lab because it's all destroyed because the devs don't expect you to be here when you haven't even done the quest yet because you're not supposed to be here. Everything is still interactable and you can actually beat the game. But a problem I found out is, I don't know if it's because it's a custom world or not, but I believe you can beat the game as long as you have all the right materials. It's just I wasn't able to when recording all this, and I don't have the time to go and figure out a way to do the Java mix, but you can get past that. I've done it before. It's just I didn't record any of that, and that was way before when I first found this glitch. There's been many updates since then, and I don't know if they fixed this or not, but there is testing to be done. But you can basically beat the game, if not beat the game, with this glitch.